Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, y'all. Do y'all know that we have made it to day 30 of the Grow Your Hair Challenge? Woo! Give yourselves a round of applause. This has been an amazing and refreshing 30-day journey. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and talk to y'all about more of that. But we do have our last expert session. And if you've enjoyed these expert sessions, make sure that you go and support all of the speakers. They have been phenomenal. And we have Natassia Renee. Did I say that right?
Nastassia
Okay,
Rena.
Nastassia Rena, and she's going to be talking about strategies for creating a healthy hair care regimen for hair retention and overall hair health. Okay, and I'm going to read her bio. And as you are coming on in, if you can just say hello, if you're watching the replay, of course, hit that hashtag replay. But let me read apart pieces of her bio. So, since 2008, Nastassia has immersed herself in the beauty world, driven by a fervent desire to celebrate natural beauty and advocate for hair care practices. Located in the vibrant heart of downtown Detroit, Nastassia has emerged as a trusted figure in the hair care industry, guided by innovation and unwavering dedication to excellence. The journey began with an affinity for Black hair care, leading Nastassia to refine her craft. She offers comprehensive consultant services to budding salon owners, leveraging her years of experience and business acumen to guide them towards success. From strategic marketing planning to financial management, she provides unwavering support, empowering professionals to thrive in the dynamic beauty landscape. So, again, I'm really excited for tonight's session, strategies for creating a healthy hair care regimen for hair retention and overall hair health. So I'm going to say good evening to you, and I'm gonna pass you the mic.
Hi, everybody. So I am Natassia Rena. As she mentioned, I have been in the hair industry since 2008. I've been licensed since 2009, and I have had my own salon. And now that I have a family, I stepped away from the chair and I now help salon owners and salons, like she said, do their marketing and just do a lot of stuff behind the chair that you don't know when you are a stylist what you should do. But today, I do want to talk about creating a healthy hair care regimen. So, the first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is understanding your hair structure and the growth of your hair. Um, we're going to start with some hair basics. So, a lot of people don't know that your hair is composed of three parts. So, there's the cuticle, there's the cortex, and then there's the medulla. So, the cuticle is like the outer layer of your hair. So, this is what you can see. That's the cuticle of your hair. And then you have the cortex, which is how you get the strength of your hair, it's the color of your hair, the texture of your hair, and then the innermost layer of your hair is the medulla. So your hair grows in cycles, right? A lot of people think like, well, why isn't my hair growing? Or, like what's going on with my hair? If you don't really understand hair cycles, it'll be hard for you to really understand your hair, if that makes sense. Like, why isn't it growing? Or why is it only this length? Or why is it breaking at this length or breaking here or breaking there? So the very first thing is the anagen phase. That is the growth phase. That is where your hair is actually growing from the scalp. Then you have your catagen phase. And I'm sorry, y'all, I am a nerd. So I will nerd out on y'all. But this is just some information that I think you should know. So catagen phase is like the transitional phase. And then your telogen phase is like the resting phase. So if you were to think of what it looks like visually, you could say like, and I'm showing you on my hair. You could say like this from the root to maybe like up in here is where your hair is growing. This is the active growth, and then like the middle part would probably be the catagen stage where you'll see like a different texture or it might feel a little different or something like that. And then the ends are like you're resting. That is the very last phase, and that's the telogen phase. So once you understand all of those phases, then you can kind of understand like why your hair maybe stops here, it doesn't grow past here. A lot of it has to do with genetics. A lot of it has to do with what you're doing in the middle part. Like, Are you moisturizing your hair? Are you properly washing your hair? And then that will take us to the next thing I want to talk about. You have to wash your hair. Um, Washing your hair is very, very, very important on so many levels. One, because your scalp, if you don't have a healthy scalp, then you won't have healthy hair. If you are not cleansing and exfoliating and really getting down and deep into that scalp, then you cannot grow healthy hair. Um, if you're not cleaning the shaft of your hair, that means that you're leaving all of that product. You have a lot of buildup. Your hair is not able to breathe. So you're basically like clogging your pores. What I like to tell my clients is think of your scalp as your face. You wash your face every morning, you wash it every night. When you don't wash your face, or if you put makeup on and you don't wash your face, you get buildup. So if you consistently leave that makeup on, you go outside, you have the elements of outside, all of that stuff is just sitting and caking on your face. And if you don't wash your face, then your skin is going to be trash, right? It's the same with your hair. If you're not washing your hair, if you're not really cleaning that scalp and exfoliating and doing all of the things necessary, your hair isn't going to grow. It isn't going to be healthy. So you have to make sure that you have a healthy hair care regimen, and it starts with hair washing. The next thing is conditioning. I love a good hair mask. It's the same as your face. When you put on a mask, whether it be moisturizing or firming or whatever it is that your face may need, it's the same with your hair. You have to have a relationship with your hair and know what your hair may need. Now, here's the thing, sometimes you may not need a protein treatment with it, which is a strengthening treatment. Too much protein can actually break your hair. Sometimes you need moisture. So you have to really pay attention to your hair. And that goes back into just building that relationship with your hair, knowing, what your hair needs. And a lot of times you can tell by just touching it. If it's kind of dry and brittle, you will need moisture. With the strength, you can tell if it's like breaking, if it just feels weak, you know that you need protein. So you got to kind of like play the game. What I like to do is I like to switch off. So one week I may do a moisture mask. The next week I may do a conditioning mask, like a moisturizing mask. So deep conditioning is very, very, very necessary for your hair and your scalp. You don't really want to put too much on your scalp though, because you don't want to clog your scalp. So when you do your conditioners, concentrate on the hair more so than the scalp. Um, so then after that, I like to say exfoliating your scalp. I did kind of talk about that. You can make your own exfoliant or you can buy one. Um, a really good, easy way to do it is if you drink coffee, keep your coffee grounds. You can take the coffee grounds, you can put a little bit of coconut oil or olive oil, some peppermint oil. You can mix that together and just kind of massage your scalp. Just be very careful when you're rinsing it that you get all of the coffee grounds out. Another thing is sugar. Sugar is a great way to exfoliate. So you can take some sugar, you can take some olive oil, the same thing with the essential oils, put that on your scalp, give a nice exfoliating rub. Don't scrub too hard because you don't want to hurt the scalp. You don't want any scratches. But doing a really good exfoliation once a month is great. You want to do moisturizing or strengthening mask every week, every time you wash your hair, let me say that. And then choosing the right products, that's the next step. So we talked about the phases of hair. We talked about creating a very healthy wash and conditioning routine. But then the next thing is, what products do I choose? This again goes back into having a relationship with your hair. You have to know what is going on with your hair. So, in a very easy test, you can pull out one strand of hair, get you some room temperature water, put that strand of hair in the water, let it sit overnight, come back and look at it, and that will tell you if you have high, normal, or low porosity hair. If you look at that strand the next morning and that strand is floating, that means that you have high porosity. No, that means you have low porosity. I'm sorry. So if that strand is floating, you have low porosity hair. That means that no product is getting in. It's hard for moisture, it's hard for water, it's hard for anything to get into that hair shaft. If your strand is kind of like in the middle, it's kind of doing like a little water dance, you have normal porosity hair. That's what we all want. We all wish we had that. Typically, if you're a natural hair girly, you probably have low porosity hair. And then if that hair strand is at the bottom, it's like just chilling at the bottom, you have high porosity, meaning that that strand, like everything is getting into your hair, which is great. We want those products in, but the same way that they're going in is the same way that they're coming out. So your hair isn't holding on to anything, if that makes sense. So once you know what type of hair you have, it's easier for you to choose what products. Everything that works for me may not work for you. And when you choose products, you have to go one based on the porosity of your hair. Now, if you have normal porosity, you could pretty much use whatever you want to use. If you have low porosity like me, you have to be, I use heavier products. One, because it's easier for my hair, like I have to work it and I have to take the time, but heavier products for some reason penetrate the hair like a little bit better for me. And then because my hair, well, now because it's colored, it's kind of like low and high. But when I had low porosity, I could see that the products would sit on my hair if I used lightweight well, any products. But if I use lightweight products, my hair will be a frizz by the end of the day. Like it looked crazy by the end of the day. I noticed that when I use heavier products, when I use gels and mousses, it would penetrate my hair shaft more, and it also would calm down that frizzing and hold the hairstyle. Now, if you have high porosity, you don't want to use something that's so heavy, because what will happen is it'll weigh your hair down and you'll just look like you got crazy noodle hair. You want to use a lighter product, but you also want to be careful when you're thinking about frizz. So you got to kind of play with the products. So you have to choose the right products. And the only way you can do that is by experimenting. Find out what works for you. I recommend going on YouTube and finding influencers who are sitting there and they're doing reviews on products, or they're showing you how to do your hair. Look for influencers who have hair similar to yours, who have the same concerns and pain points when it comes to their hair that you do, and then try those products out. I don't really recommend just going and buying everything, because let's be honest, hair care products for natural girlies, it's expensive, and you could walk out of Target or Walmart or wherever you shop spending $150 just to find out that those products don't work, right? So you have to do a little bit of experimenting. You have to figure out what works for you. Now, when you are picking these products, please pay attention to the ingredients, because a lot of these products have alcohol, they have silicone, they have parabens, and you want to be very careful because you may be trying to combat dryness. So you need moisture. But if you pick a product that has alcohol in it, you're just going to dry your hair out even more. If you are trying to find a product that isn't super, like if you say, oh, you know what, I just have done an overload on the protein, I need to step back from protein and strengthening things, you need to look at the ingredients, because you might pick up something that has protein and you're trying to figure out, well, why is my hair consistently breaking? I don't do the protein treatments anymore, but it's probably because something that you're using in your styling products. So that's another thing. For my girlies who are natural, but you want to straighten your hair sometimes, just make sure you invest in a really good heat protectant. You have to make sure that you are protecting your hair when you're putting that heat on it, because you are blow drying it. And then if they're pulling your hair straight and then going back in and curling it, that is a lot of heat. Whether you're going to somebody that's doing it or you're doing it yourself, make sure you invest in a really, really good heat protectant. I like Olaplex. Their heat protectant is good. Kenra has a really good heat protectant. Make sure you're using some type of conditioning spray as well. Mazzani has one. It's called Miracle Milk, and Pureology has another one. So you want to make sure that for my girlies who are natural but are straightening their hair, you're using a really good heat protectant. And the same thing applies when you go to a stylist. Make sure they know what they're talking about. Your stylist should be talking to you about what they're putting in your hair. Your stylist should be saying, hey, I'm going to do a moisturizing shampoo on your, I'm going to clarify, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm doing a steam treatment because of this. I'm going to use this because of this. Ask those questions, because what you want to do is, one, be able to maintain your hair in that style, but two, you want to make sure that you and your stylist are on the same page so that you are achieving the goals that you want to receive with your hair. And then I said to read the product labels. And if you're wondering why I'm looking down, it's because my notes are here. The next thing, and this is the major key of having healthy hair, is what you're eating. A lot of times it's we're using the right products, we're washing our hair, we're doing all of the great things that we're supposed to do, and our hair still isn't flourishing. Well, what are you eating? Are you drinking enough water? A lot of times people don't realize that it's what we put in our bodies that helps our hair. So, the first thing is a balanced diet. You have to have a diet that is rich in vitamins and minerals. Eat your almonds. Almonds are really good for hair growth. Walnuts are great for hair growth. Your fatty acids, so like salmon is really good. Avocado. You're getting your zinc, your magnesium. You are taking your vitamin C and your vitamin D. All of these things are very important, but the number one thing is water. How much water are you drinking? Make sure you are staying hydrated. Another thing is working out. When you're working out and your body is moving, not only does it change your physicality, but it helps with your hair growth. Um, a lot of people don't know that. Like when you have a healthy diet and a healthy workout regimen, your hair, you'll see the difference in your hair. Not only in your beautiful skin and your body, and you're out here rocking your two piece, your hair is going to show it too. So make sure that you are eating what you're supposed to eat. You're drinking all of your water. You're taking your vitamins, all of those things. A lot of people have asked me when I was doing hair about biotin and the hair, skin, and nail vitamins. And I'm like, yeah, that stuff is great, but why not just eat better and drink your water? Like, you can take those vitamins, don't get me wrong. But if you're not doing the other stuff, then you're just taking vitamins to kind of take vitamins. You'll still see a result, but you won't see the results that you really want if you do everything. You can't just do something without the other. Another thing is stress management. A lot of, especially Black women, I've noticed that when we stress, it shows in our hair. We get the breakage, we get a lot of shedding. You can just tell the thinning and all of the things. So, what are you doing to manage your stress? That plays a part in your hair growth and how healthy it is, and all of those things. So, make sure that you're managing your stress. You can do it by meditation, you can do yoga, whatever it is that helps you manage your stress. Sis, I say do it. Do all of the things that you need to do to keep your stress levels low, not only for your hair, but for your mindset, your overall health. For your overall health, I'm sorry. And then, like we were talking about supplements, yes, you can add in some supplements. So, biotin is a great supplement, but you also have to make sure that your diet is matching. Collagen is amazing, not just for skin, it's great for hair. If you like coffee like I do, put your collagen in your coffee every morning, and now you've had collagen. Iron rich foods and iron as a supplement is great for your hair as well. What's another thing that I can think of supplement wise? I said the omega-3 fatty acids. I think I said that. That's another vitamin that you can take that will help your hair. And then the hair, skin, and nail vitamins are great. But you also have to make sure that you are taking care of the diet portion as well when you do that. So, creating a personal hair care routine. This is one of the things that I loved about doing hair, because after we did hair and I had a client and we started seeing results, it was like, okay, this is what I need you to do. I would give each and every one of my clients a routine to follow. And I would guarantee them that if they followed this routine, that they would see results in, you're not gonna see them that fast. Okay, let's just be real. But you'll start to see something in 3 to 6 months. Whether you're the shininess of your hair, whether it's growth, whether it's fullness. You want to make sure that, like you plan your day, you plan your hair care routine. So the first thing you need to do, we're going to go back to the top and bring it home. The first thing you want to do is analyze your hair. What condition is your hair in? Is it healthy? Would you say it's healthy? Would you say it's struggling a little bit? Or would you say, like, look, sis, this junk is just trash? Like, analyze your hair. Once you analyze your hair and find out the specific needs, then you can consider what type of things to put in your routine. So I told you how to check for the porosity of your hair. You take a strand of hair, put it in that water, figure out what type of hair you have. Is it low, normal, or high porosity hair? Elasticity is a great test. All you do with that is take a strand of hair and you're going to tug on it. If it breaks easily, you have no elasticity. If it gives you some, some nice little pull, but it's not breaking, then you probably need some protein. But if you're pulling on it and it's not giving, then you're good to go. You have great elasticity. So make sure you find that stuff out and then you can tailor your routine. So be consistent with whatever you do, but also be very patient. Like I said, it's going to take some time for you to see results. It's going to take at least 3 to 6 months for you to see something different with your hair once you stick to your routine. So be consistent. So wash your hair every 7 to 10 days, condition your hair every week, gradually change your diet. Like all of this stuff is a gradual because it's a lifestyle. It's not just a fad. It's not like something that you're just doing right now. It's not a trend. This is a lifestyle change. So you're going to gradually build up to it. So yes, you want to make sure you're washing your hair every 7 to 10 days. And washing your hair is not just putting some shampoo in, keeping it moving. No, you want to clarify. You want to exfoliate that scalp, and then you want to do a really good moisturizing shampoo. Then you want to go in with a great conditioning mask, whether it be a protein treatment for strength or moisturizing treatment so that you can get some moisture back in your hair. I say switch off every wash. I go in between. So one week I'll do a protein, the next time I'll do a moisturizing mask. Um, then you want to make sure that you are picking the right products. What products are working for your hair? And remember, that's going to take some time too because you have to figure out maybe this is too heavy for my hair. Maybe this has too much water in it for my hair. This isn't slippery enough. Like all of the things, you have to figure out what products work. So once you find some products that work for your hair, then keep that consistency, keep using that, and you'll see. The next thing is your diet. If you are putting in some supplements, if you're adding in your supplements, that's great, but make sure you're drinking your water. Here's the rule of thumb to water: weigh yourself. If you weigh 120 pounds, you need to be drinking 60 ounces of water a day. It's easy. So get you a bottle of water and then just tell yourself every day, I'm doing this for my hair. My hair about to grow. I'm about to be out here with my hair. Whatever you got to do to hype yourself up, sis, to drink that water, do those things. Get you a Stanley cup. Those things are 44 ounces, I believe. You drink 2 of those in a day, you're good to go. I know that with me drinking water, I love water, but if I don't have a cup or something, I'm not going to drink it. So make sure you're drinking your water with your good diet and your supplements. Manage your stress, work out, do whatever it is that makes you happy because all of these things affect your hair. Um, the very last thing is honestly questions. I mean, I don't have much of anything else. If you want me to give you a list of some products, I can do that. I know that Chanel has an amazing oil for your hair. We can actually talk about that. Chanel has a great scalp, like hair oil. A lot of people say we don't oil our scalps or that's played out. No, no, don't believe the hype. Oil your scalp. It's just like your face. If you're not putting lotion on your face, then you're gonna be dry. So you need to oil your scalp, but you have to have a clean scalp. So Chanel, if you want to talk about your oils.
Okay, I can and I will. And then we'll I do have some comments. First of all, this was really good. And
Okay.
you have really reiterated almost everything that we have been talking about in this whole challenge, which was creating your regimen holistically, drinking your water, working out. We have vitamins, we have our hair growth oil. So let me tell you about the reason why we created it. It's a part of a bigger play, but it does work. I just had got off the call with a client and she was talking about how it began to how she had thinning and she's starting to see um uh growth in her hairline, right? Some people are just said, okay, they've just accepted a receding hairline. That ain't got to be your problem. That ain't got to be your story. Maybe you had like a little spot from tight braids. You went to the African braiding spot, and
Ooh.
they just be. And but so I want to talk to you about like the science behind it. Now I know there are so many different growth oils and growth serums that are on the market, and you really need to look at the ingredients because I'm gonna tell
Mm-hmm.
you they got some of everything in them. They probably just Googled 3 or 4 different oils, mixed them together, and told you that this was gonna grow your hair.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna tell you why we picked. So some of the things that we picked, um, uh for example, we have rosemary. Rosemary is going to stimulate blood circulation in the scalp. It's going to promote hair growth, right? Um, Also, we have neem oil, which actually is I call it
Mm-hmm.
my secret ingredient because
People sleep on neem oil. Like rosemary oil, you want your edges, get you some rosemary oil. But that neem oil, now neem oil, let me just tell you, girlies, it don't smell the greatest,
no.
but it's gonna get you the results.
So my this is I have to do my chemical engineering genius. So it stinks. I had to really get in there and mix. My oil smells phenomenal. That's one of the first compliments I get. Like, this smells really good, and because of what I had to do was balance out the effectiveness of the neem oil because it doesn't take a lot with the smell, so you won't be smelling like a I don't know.
Dirt.
It smells
Dirt.
awful, but it's so good. And what else we have? We have I'm on my website because I probably should memorize this. Another thing, of course, that we have clearing sage, regulating
Mm-hmm.
sebum production, preventing dryness, and keeping your hair vibrant. Um, then
Chanel, can I stop you on that so I
go
can
ahead.
explain what the sebum is? So, sebum is oil. Your hair will naturally produce oil, and then sometimes it may not. That clary sage is gonna come in and say, "Hold on, scalp, we got too much oil production," or "Oh, we don't have enough. Let's fix this." So it's gonna regulate that.
So, and then yeah, y'all can go on our website. I don't want to go down all, but we have 11 natural
Okay.
essential oils and luxury oils. So I didn't just pick just regular stuff. I went through and researched everything and was in there mixing and got formulations and tested. This thing is solid, and it's one of many products in our line. We are actually perfecting our scalp detox that will
Ooh.
go. It's more like a dry, I'm calling it a dry shampoo, from a perspective of it's not supposed to replace your shampoo, but we like to put edge control. It's an
Mm-hmm.
applicator, and then you can put it on there and it'll completely, without drying your hair, it'll remove all of your buildup. Uh, and then like, sometimes y'all, our hair be stinking. Like if you wear like, I got these, I work out. So my hair, I'm like, my husband be like, girl, I know I'm about to take these out. And so I had to go through with the applicator and with it, you apply it on your scalp and you take a microfiber cloth and you can go in and you can put a little water on it and go in with a microfiber cloth and like get some of that buildup off, right? And one thing I realized was that, of course, definitely inside out, we got to do that. But if your scalp is jacked up, if your scalp is jacked up, it don't matter what you do, you're not going to produce um your hair, you're not going to produce high quality hair. I would say that the
Yeah.
quality of the hair follicle that is going to come out of your scalp is going to be bad. The other thing that I love about our and we're about to change the name. I was calling it hair and scalp growth oil. I'm about to change it to hair and scalp growth serum. We're about to what you can do is it's also good for your actual hair strands. That it does phenomenal. So my hairstylist, I do every often, so often I do wear my hair straight. Like I'm a straight hair natural girly. I'm not doing that. What you got, that's cute. I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. But so I wear my hair straight whenever I wear it natural. It does better for me that way. It's easier for me to manage. Um, and so like my hairstylist in between, I have my regimen. So every 6 weeks, I refresh and I do about a week at least of a silk press, we go get a steam treatment, we go get a deep
Mhm.
condition to reset. That was what my hairstylist told me if I wanted to grow my hair. Because y'all, I settled with a bob. That was a settle. Like I thought I was cute, but I settled with a bob because I was struggling after I had all my kids, all my hair kept falling out. And I just was like, I guess this is the hairstyle I'm gonna have, but it didn't make sense because everyone in my family has long hair. I think genetically I'm predisposed to have long hair and thick hair. And when I was a kid, my hair was long and thick, and even pre-pregnancy, right? So I was like, something's not right with this. And so I made a decision that I was going to allow my hair to grow. And so it is growing. Like it's probably about here, which is, and I'm gonna see how long it grows. I don't know where my growth cycle ends, but we're just gonna keep trying and see what happens. Okay. But I use it as like a pre-treat. So
Oh, okay.
before I go and get my silk press, the night before, I slather that stuff on my. I mean, she knows why I do that, but I'm going and it is layered. So if you haven't tried that, try that. I don't want to sleep with it. It's in the bonnet. And then when they wash it out and go through the cleansing cycle, it's like my hair feels so good. And so I need to put that on the website. I didn't put that in the instructions, but it made sense scientifically.
I like that. I even like serum because the word, when you think about a serum on your face, because a lot of people don't know the hair on your scalp and your face is pretty similar,
Mhm.
right? But when you put a serum on your face, you're like, oh, I'm putting this serum on and I'm getting
Exactly.
anti-aging and it's giving me all of the feels. Okay, put this serum on your scalp, sis, so you
Yep,
can grow your hair.
that was the name. Yep, that was the name that God gave me. But so I'm really grateful for it because I know we stand out. I know that we work. I know that we're proven. And also, but the bigger picture is healthier hair. And actually, the name of our company is Her Beauty Regimen. It is creating a beauty regimen. Our company is backed by women's empowerment, like for real. Like when you look good, you show up better, you make
Mm-hmm.
more money, you are able to pour better, you are a better wife, you are a better mom. When you have a routine, you are better overall.
Yes,
And
agreed.
that is what we're going to do. And we're going to add more products. We're going to open up for other vendors to sell on our platform at a later date. But that is what we stand for. So that's why when we launched with the Grow Your Hair Challenge, we had to do it like this. But we were going to be discussing like everything, like really getting ourselves together internally. And while I'm grateful to have speakers like you come in and speak, because I'm an engineer, I'm not a hairstylist. I've done research. I've looked at, and I guess that kind of goes into some of my questions that I have, or just some talking points real quick. If you got a few more minutes, because this was
Yeah.
a good conversation. Okay, perfect. So I've shared this before. I got my start in the hair industry. I've always been on the science side. My very
Mm-hmm.
first company, my Ivana, I had the wonderful privilege of looking at, I don't know, I think they say thousands, hundreds, at least hundreds, tens of hundreds in the high hundreds, probably close to 1,000 hair strands over the course of like 3 years while I was the chief science officer. I'm one of the co-founders. And I'm really excited about all the progress that my Ivana has made since I stepped down. But I had the opportunity to look at hair, and I helped to create the hair analysis system that we use, that we got patented, where I was looking at hair under microscope. So when you are a scientist and you're looking at hair under the microscope, you see so many different things. And we were able to help women because we would have them take a survey. So they would take
Mm-hmm.
this survey and we would take the survey data and match it with what we saw. The number one issue we had, and it's okay, girl, it's okay. We love the babies. I hear them.
You
The
hear them? Oh my goodness.
it's cute though. I love it. We are mommy friendly over here. The number one issue, y'all. Do you know what the number one issue? I'm gonna ask you, what do you think the number one issue that I saw? I think I said on another stream. So if you saw it, don't say nothing yet. I just want to know. Do you know remember what the number one issue?
It's probably a scalp issue, so it's probably seborrheic dermatitis. Was that what it like dandruff? What did you because you were under the microscope.
So I'm gonna tell you, product buildup.
I figured.
That
I'm
was
I'm I'm going deep in my bag,
Yeah,
like, let
no,
me
it was as
see.
simple as my hair is breaking. It won't grow because we had them give us, they took a comb and they just combed it was natural hair that came and we looked at from different portions of their head. I looked at it under a microscope and it would be humongous layers.
I can and were they
And
natural girls or was
most of
it
them were
just
natural because when I was doing this was at the height of the natural hair
oh,
movement. And that's when, girl, we was telling folks to just wash your hair with conditioner. Y'all don't do that. That is horrible
don't
advice
do that.
because
Do
we
not
saw
co-wash. Wash your hair.
some natural hair influencer with hair down to her behind telling she washed her hair with eggs and mayonnaise, right? Like we was putting everything in our hair. And what I noticed was people were doing protein treatments that had no business doing a protein treatment. They was putting mayonnaise on their hair, eggs on their hair, food on their hair, not washing
Not
it. You got
washing it out.
mold build up. Like when I tell you the hair was so disgusting. And so when we would give regimens, so I was in charge of, like, I built like this database and we would give a regimen and the regimen would simply be wash your hair. It would be what we would say, wash your hair 3 times, one time with a clarifying shampoo, the next time with a moisturizer shampoo,
Mhm.
and then the third time with the moisturizer shampoo. Come back. And then we would tell you to do like your conditioning treatment and all of that. That was the number one thing that we found that was we a lot of us struggle. And the other thing was take your time in washing your hair.
Yes. And you know what? Another thing, a lot of people, I have to say this when washing your hair, you can't take your hair and just do like this. Because then what's going to happen is you're going to get a bunch of tangles and then you're going to wonder why you have breakage too. So you have to
Exactly.
wash your scalp, don't scratch it, but do a nice wash and then work it through your hair. And
That's
take
the
your
thing.
time. Like you said, take your time, wash your hair. Like when you get in the shower, aren't you taking your time and washing your body? So do the same
That's
with
what I'm saying.
your hair.
Like we need to. So I noticed that, and then also like that whole product. One last thing about the products. I want to bring that up. Making sure you have the right products for your hair. So I have different hair texture than my other two daughters. Okay, my oldest daughter, she has, I'm gonna say, more tighter curled hair than mine. But it's thicker. It's denser and thicker. So
Okay.
I have dense hair, but it's fine. So it's deceiving. So that's why you can't,
Mm,
it's deceive. Do you get that? It's deceiving. So for my whole life, I was being told I had this horrible hair. But I remember looking at my own hair under the microscope and I did classifications for hair
okay.
strength, and I fell in the fine category when I measured the diameter of hair strands under the SC. And then I looked and I was looking at some of the other, I said, oh my gosh, I've been my whole life thinking that I just had this thick hair when my hair was actually dense. So y'all, there's a difference between having dense
Yes.
and thick hairs. Well, and yeah, thick, coarse hair strands. So my actual hair strand, I have a whole lot now. It's a whole lot of fine strands. But when you look at that one strand, it's so fine. So I can't even certain products. I'm more prone to getting product buildup because I'm over here trying to lather all this stuff on here, and I don't even need all that. So that's the price. So my daughter, hers is coarser and thicker. She got both. And then I have my youngest, who's 5. She has a looser curl pattern. Her hair prone to get more oilier than the rest of them. So than the rest of us. So product sits differently. So we had got, I think it was Mael. Mael had some sort of product and everyone's raving about it. I don't even wash my own hair, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I barely do. I go to the salon, I ain't got time. But for my girls, I'm washing hair because they wouldn't. We ain't doing it. They charge too much. I'm not paying the dope price. All right, I can do that hair. But I noticed with my youngest, the hair was fine when I was washing it. But with my oldest, it was all this white. It was like I couldn't get it clean. And I just was like, what is this? Why is all this white residue? I thought she had all this scalp buildup. thought this was stuff.
Mm.
Some of her trying to get all this stuff off her hair. Yeah, when I switched to good old fashioned design essentials, I went and got some not so natural product and put it on my baby's hair, and I was like, "Oh, that wasn't doing nothing. That was too light for her hair texture. It was just sliding right on off. It wasn't penetrating nothing. So
And just
she
turning that product white. It was just reactivating the product.
that's all it did because it was one of those. That's why y'all got to pay attention. It was one of those moisturizing shampoos, which it was heavy on the moisture side and
But light
and
on the cleansing.
and light on the cleansings. But my other daughter, she can handle that. Like her hair was okay, but I had to go old school and go to back to some old school products to get the product build up off. So that's why it's like you have to. I love hair influencers. I love them for inspiration, right? And I even
Mm-hmm.
love them for recommendation. But really, which is why we created my Ivana, because I was trying to find I couldn't figure out I was confused why the product her curls went droop droop and mine didn't. And we found out that your hair was unique as a fingerprint. So I go on that long rant to say, we studied the science. I had the opportunity to study the science behind hair, which is why we want to have evidence based products that are natural and have healing. And I got the Holy Ghost and the Lord, so I'm praying over all these. I mean, the oil is anointed
I
anyway.
love that.
So
I
I could
love
talk
that.
I could talk about that for forever, but thank you for bringing that as a conversation topic. And one last thing, another thing why we created um this hair and scalp growth oil, soon to be called serum. I'm a woman of God, a believer. And I got a prophetic word. I got a prophetic word way before I was even thinking about it. This lady gets on the phone. I didn't even know nothing about prophecies or none of that stuff at that time. And she says, "You're going to create this oil. I see this oil and you're going to be very wealthy." And I was just like, "What is this lady talking about? I don't even know this lady." So then not too long after that, I went to like this conference, and this other lady, she was just like, "God's going to give you formulas for things, write them down." Now, of course, I'm already like heavy in the hair. I had already had my other companies. So, I mean, I just be thinking people just be Googling me or something and finding stuff to say. So then when the time came, I remembered, I was like, "Oh." And so Holy Spirit really gave me and guided me step by step on what to do. So it's a Holy Spirit inspired product. So it has to work. It's God's product. It ain't
Oh
mine. Like
yeah.
I didn't come up with what to put in there. It was, okay, God, it's gonna have this, it's gonna have this, it's gonna have this, it's gonna do this. Okay. All right. Bang. We got something that works. I only had to change one. I'm gonna tell you what I did. I changed one part of the formulation after talking to a hairstylist. Because I just went with what was popular at the time. It had coconut oil in there, and I took it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
so let's talk about that
let's
really
talk about
quick.
that. Yeah, I had to bring that up.
Ladies, ladies, you have to if you I live in Detroit. It gets cold here. I
Talk about it.
can't use coconut oil in the wintertime because guess what's gonna happen? Soon as I step outside in that negative degree weather, that coconut oil gonna harden on my hair shaft and it's gonna break my hair.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't know that. Like you have to change your oils. Another thing is people swear by olive oil. Look, I like olive oil, but leave it for your cooking.
yeah,
It's pretty heavy, and if you're somewhere sunny and you got olive oil in your hair, you might as well fry up your hair. If you're looking for a good oil, if you're at home and you're trying to just find something really good, I like avocado oil, grapeseed oil is great. So use those. Those are lighter oils, and they're not as they don't have those negative effects when the weather or like olive oil or coconut oil.
yep.
And then
That's it. And
coconut oil too for allergies. A lot of people
oh,
have nut allergies.
I'm glad you said that. So when she said that to me, and not only it wasn't in there, coconut oil. The reason why I could take it out, Nastassia, was because it was only a carrier. It wasn't. I wasn't even using it for any
Okay.
effects. It was only as a
Your
carrier.
carrier
So
oil.
yeah,
Okay.
carrier oil. And I was like, oh, I could switch that. That ain't nothing. So and when she said, I said, oh my goodness, why did I not think about that? I knew better because coconut oil is solid at room temperature. Why would I do that to people? And your carrier oil is gonna be, it's going to have the largest concentration in your
Mhm.
product. So I was like, let me take this out. And so that was the best advice I could have got. I said, thank you, God, you sent her because I did not ask about my career. I did that's why you gotta pray about everything and ask God about everything. I did not ask about I was automatically assumed because we were in the coconut oil craze. You remember this was years ago. Everybody was throwing coconut
Everybody's putting coconut oil everywhere.
we was doing everything coconut. All right. Well, I feel like I have taken on so much of your time.
No, I love it. Listen, I told you in the beginning, I'm a nerd. I'm gonna nerd out. I could have stayed in the hair phases forever, but I'm like, this is kind of boring. Let me just touch on it a little bit so people know. But
Okay, well, this has been so good and so informative, and thank you so much, Nastassia. I don't know. I didn't ask if anybody had any questions. Um, we can wait a second. If you guys have questions, you can drop them. If not, we will end. And this has just been very. Oh, tell the people how they can connect with you. Let's do that while we're waiting to see if we have any questions.
yes. So you can connect with me on Facebook or Instagram, Natassia Rena, at Natassia Rena, just how it's spelled at the bottom. It's at Natassia Rena on Instagram, on Facebook. If you have any questions about anything, just let me know. I love giving advice about hair. So just hit me up and let me know. I saw Nicole said that she was taking notes. If you have any questions when you're doing your regimen, Nicole, hit your girl up. I'll help you out. Let me know.
That is good. That is good. Yeah, Nicole said, I'm loving this, ladies. Thank you. Well, I pray that you guys have found these sessions informative. And even those of you that are going to come back and watch the replay, thank you so much for spending the past 30 days with us as we set a foundation to be healthier and happier and have longer hair. So I plan to come on tomorrow, praise be to God, to do like a wrap up conversation around 12 during our normal motivational moment. Hopefully I will see you guys there, and thank y'all. Have a good night.
Bye.